how serious is all this I'm in the wrong business stuff?
Well, it's a killing type of thing, man, and you don't get too much out of it, you know. You run up down the road. I've been in the hospital 3 times for heart problems. You run up down the road, and you know, it's bad for your health. And you don't make a lot of money. Blues musicians do not make a lot of money. Everybody should know that.
What parts of your career would you call positive?
Well, it's when I was doing it, it was just a job, man. You do what you got to do. Yeah. The Jefferson Airplane, man, they asked me to play with them, man, back in the 60s. Probably that was a mistake, but I didn't do it, you know.
And instead, what did you do? You ended up
I kept on playing with Buddy Guy. I was playing with Buddy Guy in the 60s. I played with him for 10 years. And when it comes down to billing up blues, they won't do it. But they'll bill up the rock and roll, which is also blues, man, you know, and they'll bill it up where people can make a decent buck at it.
So you've seen rock and roll grow up.
When I was playing music, it wasn't no rock and roll. You know, they call it R&B back in the 60s. Call it R&B, rhythm and blues, you know, and everybody played the same thing. It wasn't separated, but it wasn't a lot of money involved.
So how did it become rock and roll then?
Well, I would say Elvis Presley started it. You know, he made a lot of money doing black music, and then they separated and called it rock and roll, but he was a blues freak.
So tell me about playing with guys like Albert Collins and Buddy Guy.
Well, those were 2 fun guys, man. You know, Albert was fun to play with, and Buddy was too. You know, me and Buddy used to be like brothers back in the 60s. And
what is it about those guys that keeps them touring around?
Well, it's the guitar. See, nobody. If I wasn't an old legend, like in the business for years before guitars, man, I probably couldn't even get a job, you know. Everybody supports guitars.
So you think guitar basically just took over?
That's right.
Well, tell me about saxophone in the blues.
Well, saxophone started the blues. I used to play here in this city, man, back in the 40s when guitars wasn't even on the bandstand, just saxophone, piano, and drum. And you know, and in the 50s, saxophone, we walked the floor and played in these clubs. It was a popular thing, you know. All of a sudden, you know, Elvis Presley started playing his guitar, holding it or whatever, and he made a lot of money, got it popular, and everybody wants to play a guitar.
Why have you stuck with saxophone then?
Well, I wanted to play in a big band. In a big band, you know, you didn't play a guitar to play in a big band. You had to play a saxophone and read music. And when the big band broke up, then I was just stuck with blues, because I've been around all my life.
Well, what's the difference between doing, say, big band music and blues?
Well, big band music, well, they did blues, but they did arrangement of it, you know. And it's more technical, like playing. You had to read music. I was going to music school. You had to read music and everything. And nowadays, this generation, you don't know how to read no music. You play loud guitar, you make $1 million.